Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another week of the Jake Break. Coming to you live here on a little different time frame here. It looks like we're doing a little bit of a Sunday matinee special here, Trent, this afternoon. A little bit different time set up, a little different time zone, right in the heat of NFL action. But I don't know, talking about action, this weekend has had plenty of action here. For those of you that do not follow us on social media, I think, I'll just get right into it here, Trent, before we dive into, our usual segments and talks for the week. This weekend, we had an episode earlier in the year where we said about how we went viral. We are legitimately going viral right now.
Oh, yeah.
In an absolute free fall.
I called it too.
You did. So in the last show, for those of you that listened to the full show last week, Trent made a comment about Penn State football. And what was that comment again, Trent, for the folks that maybe didn't listen?
Okay. We were talking about Penn State's upcoming game against Ohio State, and we were laughing. I was like, all right, I'm going to rage bait for a second. And I basically said that Penn State was going to go into the shoe at Ohio State this weekend and win 52-0, and Ohio State was going to have no idea what hit them. Clearly said 100% just, for comedy, right? But try to stay as serious as I could. Yeah. So that way we could clip it and post the clip, because the last time I said something somewhat, I don't know, not off the wall, but just people love to hate on Penn State football. Always have, always will. Right. So I said that, and then right afterwards we both were laughing, and then I said, all right, snap back to reality. No, we're going to get smoked. There's no chance. Right? So Jake clips the first part of me saying that Penn State was going to win and posted on TikTok, and let me tell you,
within
it did
hours.
It didn't. It lived up to every bit of, it exceeded my expectations of how many people were going to view it and comment on it and say not so nice things. But yeah, I mean, it got clicks, right? I mean, it's almost at 40,000 views now in a day.
Right. And that's ultimately our goal, was to bring more listenership, viewership, and excitement around the show here. And, you're 100% right on that, Trent. Right now,
we just went up 600 views in the past 10 minutes.
Right now, I pulled it up. It has 293 comments, 537 likes, and just shy of 40,000 views. And this is within maybe 24 hours.
Yep. Yeah, it was at 39.2K like 10 minutes ago when we hopped on, and now it's at 39.8. So, yeah.
It's just nuts. And, we had this conversation before we got on, how crazy the world of, social media, TikTok is. One simple clip that was taken out of context can just light the world on fire like we're witnessing right now.
And, that's what I told Jake. I said, now, I think, with how prominent social media and technology is in our today's world, it is so important to teach your children that everything you see on TV, on TikTok, on YouTube, anything online, or anything you hear in person, you have to take it for its face value, right? Do your further research to see if what you see on the news is right, and, correct. Fact check it. What you see on TikTok, if it was legitimate, because this post was a complete, it was made to clip farm. That's what it was aimed to do, and then we posted the full thing right afterwards, and it's it has some views, but not very many. But all these people, they're so quick to instantly go to the comment section and be like, this kid needs to wear a helmet, don't do drugs, kids, all of this stuff. So, yeah, if you have little ones, make sure you teach them that everything they see on TikTok is not 100% truthful.
See, it was just a total learning lesson. We're trying to educate the younger youth out there.
And there were, I'll give credit, there's a couple of them out there, probably 1% of the commenters. There was a couple people that were for all of those people out there that couldn't tell this was satire and just they're trying to do this. It's completely fake. And they were good on you for doing it. This was actually funny. So for those people who actually picked up on it, thank you. But all those other people, thank you to everyone. We're getting the clicks, right?
Oh, that's right. And ultimately, at the end of the day, we're trying to build this brand, build the program here, increase the content we can bring, and kind of the excitement around the show to to showcase some stories from people out there, and kind of our takes on the sports world from two maybe a little bit above average sports fans. And I do got to highlight a couple of these though, Trent. We'll walk through them. We won't take up too much time of them. But there is one that just made me laugh so incredibly hard last night that I cannot, it would not do it justice to just skip over it whenever we're in this segment of talking about this. So there's one, the guy, his name is Joey Likes to Rant, and apparently he likes to rant. But his comment on the TikTok was, people should have to pass a competency test before buying podcast equipment. I said politely, I was being a nice guy, I said, please check out our recent post to hear the full take, because like Trent said afterwards, the comments were just going nuts. So I said, okay, we gotta extinguish the flames a little bit, damper it down. So I actually posted a full clip where Trent's like, should I rage bait or should I be real? And I said, do both. And we got this clip that went viral, and then we got the actual true take at the end. And I said, please check out a recent post to hear the full take. He goes, I'd rather fight Kimbo Slice.
And for those of you who don't know, Kimbo Slice became I think he was signed with the UFC for a little bit, but prior to that, he was a street fighter that he would fight random people, outside of garages for, cash. Just a bunch of people would meet up and he'd fight people, and he would literally, I remember the one clip, a guy looked like he had an actual softball attached to the corner of his eyeball. His eyeball was out of his head. So he's a big dude that can do some damage with his knuckles. So that comment is crazy.
Oh yeah, and so there's two more I want to share here. This one's very recent. He goes, please, do you have a part 2 ready to post yet? The guy is in full Ohio State wear. He is hardcore. I said, be sure to check out our recent video. It shows the full take. We actually predicted a Penn State loss with a laughing emoji, keeping it light, keeping it friendly. He goes, I knew you did this, but just kind of hit funny at the moment, LOL. But there was one. So last night, I was scrolling through these, trying to respond to a lot of them. I didn't want people to actually think that we were predicting a 52-0 loss. We were hopeful that Penn State would win, but we weren't being super optimistic, just with what things are going on. But yeah, people kept commenting, podcast equipment should be way more expensive. I finally just got tired of that comment, and I was just like, good thing we don't have any, LOL. Because, Trent and I talked, we got computers in front of us. I'm using, earbuds. You have headphones, no other major equipment, right?
I did not buy anything special for this. I just used what I had. I had a camera that I used for my job, and a microphone that I used to talk to my friends in Discord, and a headset that I got 8 years ago. We own nothing. This whole green screen thing, this thing's fake here, okay?
Yeah.
I can't turn it off now, but this is fake. This is just a editing software that can do this. But yeah, there's another comment. This guy spammed a bunch of clown emojis and said, hopefully you're not paid for your quote-unquote professional opinion. Keep flapping your gums, you hater. And another guy said, well, it's pretty clear you know nothing about college football. You don't know ball. I'm like, you guys are so... I'll be the first to admit, I don't know. There's people out there that know a lot more about college football and football in general than I do, know more about stats, players' names, but I can hold my own when it comes to college football, especially Penn State football.
Right. And we don't profess ourselves to be the next,
No.
Nick Saban of commentary or Pat McAfee or anything like that. We are very, I would even consider us average or slightly above average fans that give a very honest, maybe wrong or incorrect take on some things. But, we're fans of the game and we want to voice that opinion. But it's just so funny, dude. I could probably count on both hands the amount of times I've commented on anything on social media. And these people are just going nuts.
I think I commented one time, and it was on that post. I commented the Pinocchio emoji with the long nose to be like, yeah, this was a lie. I think I literally commented, definitely less than 5. That's the only one I can remember ever leaving a comment. Because, yes, I do spend some time on TikTok. I wouldn't say a lot of time.
Right.
But I don't have the time to watch a video, even if someone's saying something crazy, to take the time and comment. and especially type hateful things. Because like some of those comments we had to delete because there were
Oh,
some
yeah.
comments that were like way out of pocket.
Right.
So
We try to keep it PG-13,
Yeah.
and there were some that are pushing the envelope of the maximum R, and I was like, whoa, we don't want to get shut down, and we don't want to promote that. So,
and the thing is, like I rarely even like TikToks. Like
Right.
I forget to do it because even if I find something so funny, I just forget to like it and I go on to the next one. And my whole For You page is just based solely off watch time. So like if I watch a whole video through, it shows me more of that. But yeah, I think the lesson that I'm gonna teach my son: don't believe everything you see, because I don't want you to grow up to be like some of these people commenting on TikTok. Like I just can't. I don't get it. But it worked. It worked to perfection. It worked way better than I was like. If we get 2,000 views, heck yeah, I'm happy. Well, when Jake texted, I didn't even know it was going viral until Jake texted me. He was like, "Yo, man, you're going viral on TikTok." I was like, "What do you mean?" So I pulled it open and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And that was just like the base of it. Like that was back when there was only 2,000 views. And now,
well, as of 5:03 p.m., we're over 40,000 already. Oh man, this is crazy. Just absolutely nuts. I don't know what to do now, Trent. I don't know what to do. We've maybe peaked, we maybe didn't, but we're gonna keep on rolling. We didn't hit episode 25 yet. We have something special planned for episode 25, so we're just gonna keep on rolling. We appreciate the love and the support so far. It keeps us energized and motivated to keep rolling whenever we see some people that are commenting excited about what we're saying and what we're doing. So,
and some people may like read the comment section and be like, "I feel bad for that guy because he's getting all this hate." I just want to let you know, I don't care. Like, I don't. Even the first one, like this one was pure rage bait, like pure, 100%, like just a complete joke. The first one, when I was talking about Oregon, how I was like, if we would have played like we did in the fourth quarter, we would have won the game. That's when the first time we blew up. Like that one was more so like because I'm a big fan of Penn State football, and I was looking back on the game as fresh off the loss, kind of heated about it.
well, and during that point in the season too, like there was some, there was some weight on that game.
Yeah, and it's, but yeah, TikTok is because I remember Jake texted me after he posted that clip of the me getting so much hate on TikTok. He was like, "Dude, you want me to take this down?" I'm like, "No, man, I don't care. Like, this is exactly what we wanted." People can type all these nasty things, and like for me, I don't know. I'm not. If like someone wants to say something, say it to I'm not going to take any. Even if they say it to my face, I'm not going to take it to heart.
No,
If I don't know
can't.
you, that's what I told Lex, my wife. I was like, there are like 15 or less people in this world that could say something to me that I would actually like listen to it and say it was something super mean or hateful. I would take it to heart.
Mm-hmm.
If some rando comes up to me and says, "I hate your haircut," I'm like, cool, man.
To each his own.
I don't care. Like, that's your opinion. I'm glad you feel that way, but it's not going to change the way I cut my hair. But yeah, so hopefully, dude, it's crazy. TikTok is insane. I feel like half the accounts are just like robots. They have to be AI.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely some that I have narrowed down. Like I did some research; they are 100% fake. Like you don't even understand what the profile picture is. You go on there, like they follow like 20,000 people, but have like one follower. It's just crazy.
And there's some people that like will comment like a paragraph or a couple sentences, and then right after it they comment the same thing, but like with a couple of the words like flipped around, but they say the same exact thing, but like the words. But yeah, it's nuts, man. But okay, so aside from TikTok, what else we got on the menu for this week?
Yeah. I mean, that was just kind of the start of the weekend here. The weekend was exciting time. I mean, this past week with the World Series starting was a great, I mean, honestly, in recent history, this might go down as probably the most exciting World Series in recent history, I would say. Like, within the last 10 years, maybe not 10 years. I would say the last few World Series, because I can't discount, well, we'll get into it later here, but I can't discount, the 2018 World Series when the Red Sox beat the Dodgers. That was pretty electric. So I just got to throw that in there. So I would say this has been a great World Series, though. You know what? Let's just jump right into it.
Let's just dive into it.
Game 7, right? Everyone is hoping for a Game 7 in MLB. The Blue Jays had a chance to shut it down. Game 6, all series long, they have just been great. They've been fun to watch. Vlad Jr. has just been incredible. Their pitching has been pretty stellar. But last night in Game 7, in the biggest game of their year, I don't know, this is just my opinion as an average baseball fan, growing up playing baseball a little bit. Looking at that game now, I stayed up to watch the whole thing. Blue Jays had it in their grasp. They had a chance to end that game in the ninth inning and before extra innings even came on. But looking back, I mean, I don't know, I was talking to some other folks in the industry about it, just, family, friends. I think Game 7 showed that the Dodgers, whether you like them or not, have that championship caliber coaching, mentality, culture, whatever you want to call it. Because I think last night in Game 7, they just got straight up out-coached and surprisingly out-pitched. The Dodgers Game 7, the season on the line, they threw everything in the kitchen sink at them. I mean, they starting pitching was out. I mean, everything was on the table for winning that game. They threw it all out there, and I just don't think the Blue Jays had enough to supplement that. I don't know. What were your thoughts?
But on top of that, when people say the ball doesn't bounce your way, last night the ball did not bounce the Blue Jays' way.
Oh, yeah.
In any facet. I mean, even the clip of there when, was it bottom of the ninth when the play at home, or top of the ninth? Top of the ninth, the play at home, when the Blue Jays, 2 outs, threw the ball to home, and the Dodgers catcher's foot, was that?
That was the bottom of the ninth. Blue Jays bases loaded, 1 out. They the second baseman makes a play, throws it home. Will Smith, the catcher for the Dodgers, his foot comes up, and then somehow miraculously gets down, and they showed it. It was very, very close, but he did get it down in time. I mean, that's just, you're hoping everything goes your way in that direction.
That, and then the
ball getting stuck in left center?
Yeah, and I understand it's the rule, right?
Yeah.
That ball was not stuck. I mean, it was. I understand the rule, and it was the right ruling for the rule in place. But my son could have I could have set him on his stomach, and he could have reached out and pulled that ball out from under that padding. Mm-hmm. But I understand the rule. I don't understand how baseball stadiums even leave that up for possibility. Why is the padding left to be, put it toward the ground?
Yeah.
Because if that ball doesn't get lodged, if that wall went the whole way down, that is a completely different game. 2 more runs score.
Without a doubt. I mean, because with that, everyone knows automatically a ground rule double. That means guys are held up at second and third, and that guy on third is getting home without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, if that ball bounces 2 inches more in front, it doesn't get stuck. It bounces up off the wall. The outfielder's going to have to make a play on it. Left or center fielder, they're both there. And you got to throw a cannon into home to even make a play at the base. I'm not saying they would have at least gotten 1 run, without a doubt. And then that home run in the ninth inning doesn't mean anything. You're right, though. The ball just didn't bounce their way.
But that Game 7 was incredible. Anytime, like you said, it goes into extra innings, that's what you want for October baseball, well, November baseball, but playoff baseball is you want the 2 best teams, and I truly think that's what happened this year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not often you have, Game 3 went to 18 innings. That is incredible. For teams to play literally twice the amount of baseball in one night is absolutely insane. For everyone to stay, mentally locked in for that amount of time, because everyone just probably wants to go to bed and just wants to be done. So have a World Series with a game that goes to 18 innings and then goes to Game 7, 11 innings in Game 7. Truly incredible playoff baseball.
Well, and you got to give it to the Dodgers, right? I mean, the MVP of the series, Yamamoto, for him to almost pitch 100 pitches in Game 6 and then come out and pitch like 2 1/3 or 2 2/3 innings the very next day is just unheard of. You just don't hear that, and his stuff is nasty like that. The splitter that he throws, and then the cutter, and then he's got some heat too. I mean, he was just solid. And then for him, like I said, to win MVP, totally deserved of it. He definitely earned the right to get that award, because how many times, I mean, it's Game 7, you throw it out there, but how many times do you see guys throw 90-some pitches or almost 100 pitches in one game, come out the next day, command is off, the stuff just isn't there, and he still controlled the game. I mean, he looked legit last night.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I mean, I'm not really a big baseball team fan.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even say I used to watch a lot more baseball than what I do now. I just don't have the time to sit down and watch a full baseball game now. It's just I don't, and I can't. I get myself into. I can much easier watch an entire football game than an entire baseball game now.
Right.
World Series, when the games were like what they were, completely different story. But I mean, it just, I don't know. It exceeded expectations, I think, for a lot of people. But when you see as many big names as what the Dodgers have, it doesn't, it makes sense of why they won the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have a lot of money into their roster, but there's a lot of teams that, pay a lot for their salary cap and pay these people buku amounts of money and they don't even make the playoffs. But, I mean, the Dodgers, they're legit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, this is a conversation for another day, but I wouldn't be surprised if this offseason or sometime in the near future, MLB has a lockout, holdout, something to talk about this payroll situation, because it is just unreal. I mean, I get it. There's teams out there like the Mets and the Padres, the Giants, and the Padres too, in some respect, that just didn't pan out to anything this year. But the Dodgers, like you said, have just unreal payroll, what they're paying these guys. And then you got teams like the Pirates, the A's, who historically have just not paid guys, have not invested into the team, don't have the payroll. I don't know. I think a part of me says, if you got the money as ownership to spend it to go win a championship, go for it. But is it really going to create better business for MLB because you're kind of the same teams coming back every fall? I don't know. We'll see. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, but because I guess what baseball doesn't use salary cap, they use the competitive player tax or whatever. So if you go over a certain amount, then you have to pay a penalty fee. But all these baseball teams have the biggest donors. They don't care if they go over, right?
Yeah. I'll write the check.
Yeah, so I just Googled this. The total payroll. So the Dodgers are number one in baseball. $240 million.
For just this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have one of the higher average ages for the team. Their average age is 32.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can look at some of the guys they have on their roster, like Kershaw and Freddie Freeman and some of those other guys. They're old.
So this is what I think is not just wrong with baseball, but wrong with every sport. So let's just compare. Dodgers, $240.4 million this year, right? The the Nationals? Make sure I say this right. Yeah. Sorry, they didn't have logos. They just had it was real micro. So Dodgers $240.4 million, the Nationals $47 million.
Yeah.
There's a $200 million difference in payroll between the Nationals and the Dodgers.
It's crazy.
That's unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. So, and I understand you can't set the the cap. I feel like there should be a hard cap where they say your roster can't cost more than $100 million this year, and I think that should be across every team in the league, right? But even though you do that, you can't. Oh, let me see. Active. Oh wait, so that's all allocations active. Actually, for the Nationals, it's only $12 million. So like I think there should be a baseline of like 100 million. Every team has up to 100 million dollars for their players for that year, and it is what it is. You're gonna have to do contract renegotiations and everything else. But I don't know. I think it's kind of crazy for a team to be able to spend, you know, like it's just exponentially more than another team.
Yeah, and I don't understand it enough to really, you know, provide a influential response to it or anything like that. But I mean, based on my understanding, they're the only like MLB is the only professional sports league that doesn't have one. Like MLS has one, NFL, NBA, NHL, like everyone has one. So I just feel like it's coming at some point. What is it good for the game or not? I don't know, but I think, like you said, it just kind of maybe levels the playing field a little bit for some teams. But at the same point, hey, props to the Dodgers. They got the backing, they got the cash. They're going to go spend it. They're going to go get the job done. But I'll be curious to see where that all shakes out here in the next couple years. So I don't know. But beyond that, another exciting weekend in sports too. I mean, you watched a good amount of the football here this weekend. We obviously got to touch at least a little bit on the game that made us so viral over the weekend, Ohio State, Penn State. I got to watch a little bit of it. At halftime, I thought, okay, we might be in this game. And then the second half, just the floodgates opened a little bit, unfortunately. But I don't know. What did you see in that game? What are your thoughts on it? I didn't watch a whole lot of it, so I can't commentate a lot on it. But what did you see?
I wasn't upset with how he played in the first half. Right? Mm-hmm. So, going in down 3 at half at Ohio State, I think a lot of people were shocked. So, at the end of first half, did I have a little bit of false hope? Maybe a little bit. But at the end of the day, the game went how I thought it would. Ohio State is called Wide Receiver University for a reason. Mm-hmm. Tate and Jeremiah Smith are incredible. Julian Sayin got an arm and he's accurate. But again, when you have two wide receivers that are that good, Julian can just throw that ball up and those receivers are going to come down with it. I mean, they both had like 57-yard long receptions, I think. So in the past game, we just got absolutely destroyed. I think Julian Sayin only had 3 incompletions all day. He went like 20 for 23. So we got, I mean, don't get me wrong, Ohio State was the much better team, but we showed we could hang with them in the first half, and then second half it just kind of didn't fall our way. But the one thing I want to talk about, what is targeting anymore in football? So for those of you who didn't see the clip or didn't watch the game, there was a hit. I believe his name's Caleb Downs, safety for Ohio State. Our tight end went to catch a ball. Ball was thrown over his head, so he was considered a defenseless receiver. Caleb Downs came out of nowhere, head-to-head contact and leveled our tight end. I mean, like textbook targeting, right? They threw the flag. They called it. They're like, yep, targeting, but it's under further review, which every targeting call is. They review it, and the announcers are like, that is through and through targeting. Like, if there's a picture with a definition of targeting, this is it. There's no other way. They pan the camera to Caleb Downs on the field when the referees come out with the ruling. And they say the, ruling of targeting has been overturned. Caleb Downs, the Ohio State player who hit the Penn State player, looked like he was in utter disbelief. He was like, "What am I dreaming, or did I just hear that correctly?" So, not just because it's Penn State. There's been several other plays like this for other teams in the college football realm, and in NFL, for player safety's sake, and for just viewership. They need to come out and say what the heck targeting is, because I thought we cleared that up in the offseason last year, and they have little diagrams and whatnot when it highlights the part of the helmet of where you make forcible contact, if it's targeting or not. Clearly there is no I don't even think the referees know what targeting is. Because, say on the fly, you thought that maybe it was shoulder to head or it was shoulder to chest, and it just looked really bad, and they didn't throw it on the field, but then they reviewed it and then called. I don't know if they can even do that, review it and then throw targeting afterwards. But I understand if they missed it on the fly. But when you call it on the fly, and then you need reasonable evidence to overturn anything if it's called a certain way on the field, to be able to watch that in slow motion and the referees be like, yeah, that's actually not targeting. That's, absolutely baffled. Completely and utterly baffled.
Yeah, and like you said, I feel like at the end of the day, you just got to get some kind of consistency. And I think across the board in college football, it just, I don't know, I get it. It's tough, full speed to make that call in the field, but with the technology we have, with the review systems like you mentioned about, you got to make that right. And there's got to be some consistency with it and what we're calling, what we're going forward with. I don't know. When I saw the video of it, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, so, other than that, I didn't have, like I said, I had no expectations when that game kicked off. But, our quarterback, Ethan Ruckmeyer, he just needs more, he needs more snaps to feel comfortable, especially going into the number one ranked team in the country at Ohio State. It's a lot for any quarterback, but especially a quarterback that has one career start under his belt. So for that to be that early in his starting career, he gets frazzled under pressure, some accuracy problems, but again, our play calling, we're having so much success in the first half running the ball to the outside, whether it's a toss or just a run off the edge. We had a lot of success. The first play of the game we ran for 25 yards. And then we decide in the second half that we're just throw that out the window. Mm-hmm. Last thing I'm going to say, I don't want to rant too much. Jim Knowles, our defensive coordinator, was at Ohio State. He knows their style, their coaching style, their play style, the players that they have, how they function, what to look for. I could have told you going into this game our defensive scheme should have been double cover Jeremiah Smith. Every team who plays Ohio State has a safety floating to double cover Jeremiah Smith's routes. Jim Knowles is like, nope, we're going man-to-man, whole way across the board. Man-to-man, one-on-one Jeremiah Smith. Are you high? I don't get it. But again, it wouldn't have helped us anyway. I'm not saying if we would have double covered him. We could have double covered him and Tate all game, and they still would have came down with the ball. Mm-hmm. Much better team than us. They got the win. If anyone beats them, if someone else wins the national championship except Ohio State, I'm going to be truly shocked.
Yeah, they almost have to beat themselves to not win it this year, it feels like.
They are incredible in every position. But yeah, I think we're just frazzled. Players, coaching staff, we just have a lot of things to work through to try to finish out this game on a strong note. But
yeah. Oh, tough year. We'll say that. But I don't know. There's a lot of surprises. Like I saw Vanderbilt went down to Texas last night. Just a lot of good games over the weekend. Looking at the NFL today, obviously, I watched some of the NFL, but wasn't super invested yet because tomorrow night is the big game, the Dallas Cowboys for Monday Night Football. But Steelers got it done, so I watched the whole way up to the first half. They were looking pretty good, but the Colts early on were looking really good. And I don't know, you watched the end of that game and some other games here today. What did you think about that?
So I watched the entire Steelers-Colts game. First quarter, or the first half of the first quarter,
okay.
I was like, the Colts are going to walk all over Pittsburgh. It looked bad. Mm-hmm. The Steelers couldn't get a first down to save their life. And the Colts were just charging down the field every time they had the ball. I should say for their first drive. But just usually that early on, you can be like, this game might get out of hand pretty quick. Mm-hmm. I took a small cat nap. I woke up at the beginning of the second half, and the Colts still only had 7 points. I was like, what is going on? I believe it was 17-7. And somehow it came to about, 27-20, I think, at the end of the final. Steelers won. But for the Steelers to rally, for them to look that poor that early, insane. And the Colts, I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I think the Colts are, I mean, they have a chance to win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, they look legit, without a doubt.
It's crazy to, I mean, they didn't look awful last year, but the past couple of years, the Colts, which I said, last 5 to 7 years, the Colts haven't looked great, right?
They had Jonathan Taylor, and that was pretty much it.
And then they were running into contract negotiation issues a couple years ago with him.
Yeah.
Back when, T.Y. Hilton was still healthy, and they had him. They looked okay, but, I mean, the past couple years, not so great. Colts fans were going through it. But I'm glad to see them making, a statement, because I'm a big Tyler Warren fan, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So to see him being very productive for them is awesome to see. And I'm super, happy to see Daniel Jones doing something, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Good
And I
for him.
think, I don't know if it's coincidence. Saquon leaves the Giants, pops off. Daniel Jones leaves the Giants, pops off. There's something with that organization, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe they just needed someone like Cam Scatterbo who rams his head through concrete. Maybe that's what they needed. I don't know. But I'm super happy to see him, because he received a lot of hate.
Yeah, he was a punching bag in New York, too. It was all said and done because he got that big contract. They paid him instead of Saquon, and then he just never panned out.
Paid him instead of a freaking offensive line. That's what I don't get.
Oh, yeah.
When you have a player like Saquon Barkley, you pay the offensive line to protect your running back.
Yeah.
But neither here nor there. We saw how that ended up for him. But also, I bet you're happy Packers lost.
Oh, it was a celebration on a Sunday, absolutely. Yeah,
With,
always good to see the Packers go down.
The time expiring, the Panthers kicked a field goal to win. So,
They're good at that. They're very good at that. That's how they beat the Cowboys.
and that's the thing is, I feel like the Panthers are such a fraudulent team this year.
Oh, yeah.
There's some games where they look so incredibly bad.
Right.
They look worse than the Saints on some days. But then there's other days. But again, today I watched a little bit of that game. Green Bay's offense just they weren't clicking. Jordan Love looked frazzled. They just didn't look great. But yeah, there were several good games on today. But like I said, the game one right now, Chiefs and Bills, that should be a good one.
Yeah, let's take a look, quick sneak peek into where they're at right now. So it is 14-10 Chiefs at the 2-minute warning in the first half. So,
Wow.
exciting game. Man, Bears and Bengals in a shootout, 47-42. Bears win. Exciting day. Exciting day indeed. But, well, good deal. Well, without further ado, we'll just jump into our two most popular segments of the week. I think it was an exciting weekend in sports, but we did some other stuff outside of the sports world here this weekend, Trent. I guess, do you want to lead things off in the gas and breaks, or do you want me to go ahead?
Go for it.
All right. Good deal. So this weekend, for those of you that know me, you know that I love music, like any kind of music. I can make you any kind of Spotify playlist for any occasion, mood, whatever you're feeling, genre. So, of course, I had to go see the new Bruce Springsteen movie, Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere. I'm going all gas on that movie, Trent. I know I chatted with you a little bit about it last night. That movie was incredible. Incredible. So for those of you that aren't a huge Bruce Springsteen fan or know his music real well, you obviously got to remember or got to know some of his most popular songs with the E Street Band, and just some of his most popular ones like Born in the USA, Thunder Road, I'm on Fire, like all those, rock songs that fire you up. This movie took like a deeper dive into his Nebraska album, which was really, really different than any other album really that he's ever done, and looked into his life during that time period, the music behind it, all recorded in his house, right? And like just some, not high-tech equipment. They struggled to record it on an album, like to get that distortion, the feel and the sound that Bruce had done in the house. It was just awesome. And then it like talks about Bruce's life during that time period and everything. For those of you that are even remote music fans, like classic rock, love just a good movie in general. 10 out of 10, recommend you go check it out. I don't know, it's one of those movies that gets you thinking afterwards a little bit too. Like the music is there, it's just a great story to tell, and just kind of look behind the scenes. And, you know, the depiction of Bruce was really freaking good too. I mean, it sounded a lot like Bruce in the vocals whenever he did sing. It was really good. I definitely recommend, if you're a movie person, go check it out.
Yeah, I haven't been to the movies in forever, Jake.
I had, but I started going here recently, and I don't know. I like that nostalgic feel and that vibe at the movie theater. It's good. It's good.
I think I would like it more now because I know, like, especially, like, I think the last time I went was just after COVID, which was great because pre-COVID, movies were popping, especially on the weekends. Like,
Yeah.
most theaters were sold out. Now, post-COVID, because you can literally rent any new movie anywhere you'd like. So a lot of people just sit at home and watch in the comfort of their, living room or wherever.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'll have to go to the movies again sometime. I could go for some popcorn.
Yeah, and I know people complain about like the prices of stuff at the movie theater, but in all honesty, where you and I grew up going, last night it really wasn't that hateful bad. Like for a
Yeah.
decent sized popcorn, you're looking like $9-10 maybe. But if you go to the movies like once every few months or whatever,
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm going to go gas this week, Jake, on a calm fall day to blow some leaves.
Nice.
For those of you out there that have a giant tree in their yard and have to blow leaves like 10 times throughout the year because you get a foot of leaves every week on your grass and you don't want it to die, you understand what I'm saying. Unless you're... we, in PA here, our typical wind comes out of the west, okay? Blows from west to east. My yard is situated that I have to blow my leaves to the west because I blow them along the curb and then a leaf truck comes and sucks up all the leaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got to blow them to the curb. When you're trying to blow leaves into the wind, it is a disaster. You make more of a mess than what you're blowing them that way, and they're blowing up in the air, then the wind gust catches and it blows them back behind you. Terrible time.
Yeah.
So trying to find a calm day in the fall is tough as it is because there's always a breeze going. End of October and November here in Pennsylvania.
Sure.
But today I looked outside at I don't know, noonish, and I was like, oh my, there's no wind going whatsoever. So I was like, honey, I'm getting the leaf blower, filled her up, and I blew leaves for like an hour and a half. But yeah, just a calm day to blow leaves. There's nothing better. The leaves go exactly where you want them to go. You're not fighting anything. If our house was situated the other way, where I could blow my leaves with the wind, no problem. The wind can just take them away. But, yeah. So, I hate blowing leaves, but after you get done and you see your bright green yard with no leaves, it is such a satisfying feeling. It's fantastic.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, but that's why I had to buy a gas backpack leaf blower because for all of you electric users, your tree must not be as big as mine because you'd need about 10 batteries to blow these leaves. I don't know what it is, man. It's just like these leaves are massive and they stick down in my grass. If I didn't have a gas backpack blower, I don't know what I'd do. I remember when we first moved in, I didn't have one. Lex and I were out there with a bed sheet and leaf rakes, and we were raking the leaves onto the bed sheets, and then carrying pulling up the corners of the bed sheets and then carrying them out to the curb one by one. Struggle bus, man. That's how we started, but now I'm out there with a backpack, just letting her rip.
Look how much you've grown.
I know. $200 later, it was probably the best $200 I've ever spent in my life. To be honest with you.
Good deal. Well, that's great. That's a good segue into our next one here. Looking at the blind draft. Man, Trent, I don't know. I had a good comeback week here. We didn't have any mail-in votes or anything like that. But it looks like things we hate to do. At first, you had the commanding lead for a while there, but then I guess I had mounted a charge and had to come back here, and I took last week's blind draft poll there. It was pretty close, 60% I had of the votes, and you had 40% there. So totals, that still puts you in the lead at 10. I had 8, 2 ties, and then one to our special guest, of course, which hopefully we'll get some more of them involved. But this week, the blind draft topic is one that, we're kind of bouncing off of the Halloween holiday there. We're going to go with the worst candy out there. And the reason why this got brought up, one, Trent brought it up, but secondly, it was a good reminder from Trent. Somebody or some folks throughout the week reached out to us and thought our take on candy corn not being great was a bad take. And it's one of those things, like we said on the show, either you love it or you hate it. And there was apparently a decent amount of people that are passionate about it, that it's just not on our top 10 list. So we are going to go with a blind draft post-Halloween, cruising into the holiday season with sweets and candy and all that good stuff. We are going to go with blind draft of worst candy. So usual format, top 5 worst candy that we're going to put together here. So I think is it my turn to flip the coin?
I think it is.
Okay. All right. So what's your pick here, Trent?
Heads.
Heads. Flip a coin. Oh, tails. Tails. All right. I think for the first pick, this is one that I think I might have mentioned on the last show as well, and I think I just got to put it out there to kind of say, hey, I just got to say this. Black licorice is my number one pick. I just despise the smell of it, the taste of it. It's just horrendous. So that is without a doubt going to be number one for me.
It's a good pick. Number 1, I'm going Circus Peanuts.
That was on my list too.
They are hot garbage.
Yeah. I don't know. The texture is what gets me. I just don't like the texture of them. So.
It's like putting packing peanuts in styrofoam in your mouth.
Yeah.
My boss at work always has candy in his candy jar on his desk. So he's always like, every time you go into his office, he's like, take a piece of candy. Before I got laid off, he had a thing of just circus peanuts. He was like, would you like some? I'm like, are you crazy? Are you absolutely insane? He always has like the Werther's or Fireball candies or something. He had circus peanuts. I'm like, you are insane if you think anyone is taking a single one of them. He's like, what do you mean? They're good. I'm like, I can't have this conversation with you.
It's a great pick. Great pick. I think for my number 2 pick, I could go Milk Duds. Things just get stuck in your teeth. I mean, it just feels like you're just instantly giving yourself a cavity, and then you gotta get like a pry bar to rip it out of your teeth. I mean, you might as well just swallow them whole at that point, which kind of defeats the purpose. So that's it was on a close wrench for number 1 spot, but I'm glad Milk Duds is off the list right now.
I'm gonna go Dots.
Okay. All right.
They're like too gummy. I don't know what it is, but I know when like Halloween and I get Dots, I'm like, this is an abomination. Straight in the garbage can.
Another one of them things that get stuck in your teeth like crazy too.
Yep.
I would agree with that. So looking at my list here, this kind of is related a little bit in a way, but Good and Plenty's. Did you ever have those?
I had on my. I was gonna pick that number 2 overall, but then since you said black licorice, I didn't think you were gonna go Good and Plenty, so then I saved it. But yeah.
Yeah, I should have doubled down. That's a mistake in two things at once. But I got to double down on the black licorice because it is just horrendous. And if I like my family loves black licorice, I'm not in that boat and never will be unless I know they say taste buds change over time. I don't think mine will ever change to a point where I like black licorice. So I just got to double down and go Good and Plenty's.
Solid pick. Candy corn, number 3.
I was trying to be a nice guy and let you have that one.
Yeah, no, Good and Plenty was gonna be my next pick. I really wanted that number 2, but I was like, I'm not gonna pick it because he already said black licorice, so he might not know about Good and Plenty, but should have taken it.
This might be a hot take. Okay, so I'm gonna preface this. I gotta go with Tootsie Rolls at number 4. Just like plain Tootsie Rolls.
Okay.
They're okay, but they just really don't excite me. Now you put them in like a Tootsie Pop, that's different. but just straight up plain Tootsie Rolls, just not a fan. Like, they're okay. I'll eat them if they're there, but they're not my first pick.
I gotta be strategic here, Jake. I'm gonna go Mounds, number 4.
Is that the coconut one?
The dark chocolate with a whole bunch of coconut on the inside.
Oh, see, I actually do kind of like that.
That's insane. That is crazy. Both
Wait,
Almond Joy and Mounds can get thrown off the face of the planet.
Okay, so I was confusing here. So Mounds doesn't have anything but chocolate and coconut, right?
Correct. Almond Joy has the actual almonds on it. Mounds kind of looks like a... I shouldn't say, because I don't know them. I think it kind of looks like a peppermint patty, but it's dark chocolate, and it's just filled with coconut.
Oh, okay. I think I maybe have had one or two of them before. I just looked them up. They come in like the red package. Yeah, I do like the Almond Joys better.
It's something with... I'm not a fan of coconut. I don't even like Almond Joys. But if I had to pick between Almond Joys and Mounds, I would eat an Almond Joy. Something with the dark chocolate and the coconut, it just doesn't pair well together, I don't think. So, yeah, number 4, Mounds.
Okay, good pick. Oh, man, I have one. I have a couple that I'm thinking about throwing out for the 5th pick. And I know I'm just going to get absolutely torched.
Just let it rip.
Torched. Okay, so I might throw an honorable mention in there, but for 5th pick, I think I just got to go like plain M&Ms.
Oh no.
They're good, but they're just boring.
Jake, there are so many worse candies than normal M&Ms.
Like plain M&Ms. I mean,
I
they're good. Don't
respect
get me
it.
wrong. I'll eat them. Like if you get me the fun size packs, I'll eat them. But if there's other choices on the table, that's when I'm not going to grab them first.
Jake, just to let you know, any of my top 5 for those of you out there, I will not eat any of them. I won't. I won't touch them with a 5-foot stick. I don't want it. So you went number 5, regular M&Ms.
Oh, you just wait for my honorable mention. I will definitely get flanked for the honorable mention.
5. For those of you who don't know what this is, I want you to Google it and look at what it is before you vote. That's all I'm asking. Necco wafers.
Oh, are they like the big Smarties?
Yes, but way worse than Smarties.
I haven't seen those in forever.
They're like in like that waxy paper kind of deal. Like it's not like it's like in a waxy wrap kind of, but they're like giant and they're like real long.
Right.
They don't taste like Smarties whatsoever. They're just like, it's like taking dust from like Double B Stones and then throwing that dust in your mouth. Like it's absolutely foul. So yeah, Necco wafer is number 5.
All right, that's a good pick. Good pick.
I had 2 more on my list, Jake, but let me know your hot take.
I don't know if I should share this. I'm kind of scared. I'll be honest with you. My other honorable mention, which is weird because I don't mind it in like a blizzard or something mixed up, but just to eat a straight up Butterfinger.
Don't get me wrong. It gets stuck in your teeth. I get that.
It does.
But the crunch, man, the crunch is what you live for.
It could be made out of 10 karat gold, and if it gets stuck in my teeth, it just drives me nuts. I don't like it just hanging around in your mouth and you're picking and like digging around with your tongue all day long trying to get it out. It's not appealing. Not appealing to me. I like the flavor, I like the taste of it. If it's blended up in like a blizzard or something, I get it. That's when I like it. But just to sit down and munch on a straight up Butterfinger, I'll eat it. It's one of those things. I'll eat it. But it wouldn't be my first pick.
I had honorable mentions of Raisinets.
Oh, I never had them.
It's just chocolate covered raisins. I don't like
what
raisins. Yeah. They're not good. And jelly beans.
Okay. Oh, whoa. Time out.
Nope.
Time out. Jelly Bellies are phenomenal.
I'm not... We're gonna keep it PG-13. They're not good. Jelly. You can get me a box of jelly beans. I'm gonna be like, I'll give them to my wife. I don't even want to. Ugh, not good.
Incredible, man. All right, so now I don't feel as bad about
Well,
the
I haven't had jelly beans in a while. Maybe what did it for me is when I was younger, I played the what's that, the jelly bean thing that where the half of them taste like skunk and dirty feet and
Oh yeah, bamboozled or whatever. I'd never play that, dude. That would scar me for life. I get that.
so I played that, and I don't think I've ever spun for a good one in my life. Or maybe the people I played with were just pranking me, but I would get like rotten milk and
That's tough.
like farts and canned dog food. I mean, just when I say a taste that lingers in your mouth and in your sinuses, I mean, terrible. But I'm not talking about those. Regular jelly beans, it's just like I'm not much for like I don't know. I like Nerd Clusters, but I don't like jelly beans. I don't know what it is, but it's just not my thing. But let's run over our list here.
Yeah, so you at number 1, Trent. I had you for Circus Peanuts, then Dots, Candy Corn, Mounds bars, and those Naco or wafers.
Yeah.
Number 1, I had Black Licorice, 2 Milk Duds, 3 Good and Plenty, Tootsie Rolls, and then plain M&Ms. So that is the top 5 worst candy picks for the week. Be sure to cast your vote Tuesday morning when the poll goes out on our Instagram story, or like we've said in the past, if you want to put out a vote to us, send us an email at thejakebreakpodcast@gmail.com, or shoot us a message anywhere else you can find us. Or, you can even leave a comment on where you listen to the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever. But, yeah, otherwise, another edition of the Jake Break will be to you live Monday at 8 a.m. Until next week, we appreciate your support. We love you. Keep riding this train. We're almost at the 25 episode mark. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones about the show, and we'll try and keep going viral on TikTok, I guess. Anything else for this, Trent?
I don't think so. All I can say is I think you might have beat me 100% to 0 until you threw your last 2 picks out there.
Very top heavy. Very top heavy on the blind draft. But we'll see what the people say. We never know. We'll let the Jake Break faithful decide what they may and let the chips fall. So, until next week, we'll see you then.